So it's always a risky. Those people, they are very, very dangerous.
We probably need about 25,000. I want to bring people on my journey, just buy it and give it back to them. For me, it's really important that that particular part stays alive. So I'm gonna take you guys to my office.
Ja, exact. Ja, inderdaad.
I'm gonna buy back the rainforest, gonna give it back to the indigenous people.
So it's always a risky to do this project, and those people, they are very, very dangerous. How are we gonna make sure that no one will invade, or if somebody try to get inside the land, who we can talk for help? What should we do? Because mostly the people from the city, or the policemen over there, they are friends from the farmer people, from the cow people. The lawyer is asking for something very specific, and he's saying, whatever has this paper, it's the owner of the land. If you don't have this paper, the owner can claim the land in the future, and there's nothing that we can do.
So we're in the middle of a big project, a project that I've been working on for a long time. And basically it's a dream for years already. There's a big chance something is coming true. We're looking into purchasing a rainforest in the Amazon in Brazil. I got an offer for 70 to 80 hectares. We're finding out whether it's possible, and you know, because buying an apartment in the Netherlands is a lot easier than buying rainforest in Brazil. We have to do with a lot of legal stuff, the wishes of the indigenous people, the people in the organization that helped me getting this land, doing the translations, talking to lawyers, talking to landowners. So it's it's a big project, yeah. So basically this is what it all started with. Right now it's only in Dutch, but we're translating it this year. And my book, In Search for Answers, I describe my journey to the Amazon, where I stayed with the Huni Kuin tribe for a long time, like 6 weeks. That was 5 years ago. I've been going back and forth a few times, so I've been there 3 times in total now. As you can see, the one on the front, the feather headdress, it's up here. It's my most precious thing. If I have to leave to an island and I have to bring 10 things, that's one of them. So yeah, the book, I'm really proud of how it turned out and how many we sold, how many reactions that I get. The artwork that is in there, it's made by Geenss Archenti Flores. He's a Peruvian artist. And man, there are not many people who can draw like this. Like if you've ever done psychedelics and you're in the, you're aware of the realms that the Huni Kuin, the Yawanawa, the Shipibo shamans, how they live and how they do the ceremonies, and this world that we cannot see without drinking the psychedelics, and even seeing them in that realm of psychedelics, and taking it back to this world, and make drawings like this to remember that and to actually see it while you're drawing it, it's fucking incredible. So big up for Geenss. I have the original hanging on the wall here. This artwork displays the place where I stayed for my dieta. So this was the hut where I was staying. Obviously the bird had a big role in my book, especially later on the front. And the spirit of Mother Ayahuasca. Couldn't be better. So, we're going to the office. I'm going to take you with me, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about what we're all going to do in the next few weeks. Funny this. Try not to hit any cyclist. Is that the word? Bicycle? Cyclist? What's the word? Cyclist. When the sun is out, there are many cyclists. But anyway, So the reason why I decided to make this series of Bixinawa Uncut is because Bixinawa is the name the indigenous tribe, the Huni Kuin, gave to me. The neighbors. So after I stayed in the jungle, I wrote the book, and now it's being translated into English. Hopefully it will be released next year. So we're in the middle of the process of that as a project. I've been doing everything in Dutch ever since. The book has been a good success in a very small niche, right? And like personal development, plant medicines, and I know like internationally it's a huge market. So I want to bring people on my journey, going back and forth to the jungle, my experiences, and the things that I do here in the Netherlands. Because I also want to build that relationship with an international audience. So that's why I started this series. So the last few years, I've been trying to share the message and with speaking, doing retreats, coaching, giving lectures. From the moment that I started writing the book, I always had this vision about one day buying land for indigenous communities, in this case the Huni Kuin, to just buy private land or buy rubber plants, buy soy plants, agriculture, whatever is in those surrounding areas. Just buy it and give it back to them, because they can maintain the forest. They're the real guardians of the forest. They know what's going on, they know how to handle it, they know how to take care of it in a good way, without killing everything, without searching for oil or gold or all the bullshit that we don't need. Because once we start doing that, we're definitely going to lose it. One of the main reasons is that, like right now we're in the Netherlands, where we have 1 million people having a burnout. I think it's 1.2 burnout complaints. We've got more than 1 million people on medication, antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills, and all that shit, and it doesn't exist in the forest. It's just not there, because the medicines are in the forest, and these people know how to take care of themselves, heal themselves, and obviously I understand it's a different world, but it's definitely something worth looking at, how these people live and how they treat nature, how to take care of yourself and the environment. And it's something that we have forgotten. So it's very important for me that the knowledge of the people of the Huni Kuin, that it stays preserved. For me, it's really important that particular part stays alive. That we can give that to our children and to the generations to come, because they're going to need it in the way things are going right now. So a few weeks ago, I got a message from someone living over there, contacting me if I had any interest in buying the land, rainforest. It's about 70 hectares, maybe 80, we're not really sure yet, and it's all native rainforest. This part of land is really close to the community where I have been a few times. So it's my second family in the jungle. We record this now in June 2022, and I just got back in April. March, April this year I went there again, and there's a very strong connection, and I have a lot of love for these people. So the book has been released, and it's been a success. I've done a lot of speaking gigs. There have been a few donations. So there's some money in the foundation, and we can actually start looking into new projects to actually buy our first piece of land. And we're in the process of orientating whether this is the right choice to do this. And it's very complicated to do. So I'm gonna take you guys to my office. It's also the studio for the podcast that I've been doing in the Netherlands, called Eindbazen, meaning when somebody's a real boss of something, like an athlete or entrepreneur or whatsoever. which has been the recording studio for my Dutch podcast Eindbazen. I think we've done it for 6 or 7 years, like, you know, pumping content every week, and kind of lost the energy for it, like the enthusiasm. I took a sabbatical from it, a sabbatical to focus more on the international content, and which this is the first episode about. You know, this first episode is all about that. So, you know, we got everything here, sacred items, big Buddha, yeah, like editing stuff. And, I'm in the middle of a kind of a redesign for the studio, but it also is possible that we probably go into another office, because my little daughter is going to school and I want to be next to the school with my office, because I have to bring her and get her, you know. So yeah, so there's a lot of development going on. Oh, want dat Swift zit ook in het boek, hè? Ja. Oh ja.
Ja, exact. Ja, inderdaad. Swift is het, je titels in je boek inderdaad zijn het Franse Swift. En wat ik hier heb gedaan, dit is al echt in je brandboek, zeg maar. Is dat,
Ja, zeker. I like it. So before I reveal my big plan, taking over the world, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and you know, support us wherever you can. Okay, so this is basically what's up. If you have South America, you have Brazil here. This is probably the worst. It's probably the worst drawing of Brazil. And then you have no, it's the Amazon. And you have a big piece here. Here you have Peru, and you have a big piece there, which is called Acre. And this is basically the rest of Brazil, you know, like Western society is. So these indigenous tribes, you know, there are many, there are hundreds of them. I only go to this particular area, and at one point the Portuguese told the indigenous people, like, you can't move around anymore like they used to do, like every tribe used to do. You're gonna get a certain spot. So you're gonna sit here with your people, and you're gonna sit here, and this area is yours. So we have many tribes going on there: Ashaninka, Yawanawa, Huni Kuin. Yeah, the thing that we're going through right now is that surrounding these areas where these different tribes live, there are soy plants, rubber plants, kind of a no man's land, you know, what sometimes has a private owner. Bolsonaro, the president of Brazil, has been very clear about he doesn't want to give 1 more inch to the indigenous people. So they're stuck in these areas, and even these areas, they're still kind of loaning it from the government, because, you know, they're allowed to stay there. But if the government, and they're trying to at this very moment, open up the area, open it up for oil exploitation, wood logging, mining, you know, all the crap that just destroys the forest. So our idea is to buy land surrounding those areas. And it has a few functions, because basically it expands their territory, and most of these tribes, they're actually growing. They're doing very well. They're very proud of their culture. You know, they're getting the time to re-establish themselves and regrow. And it's not for every tribe, because, you know, it's a very sad story with the hundreds of other tribes in the Amazon closer to the city. And, you know, there are even tribes where there's a part of forest and there's just a city around it, and it's you know, I think it's terrible. Because normally, why would indigenous tribes rove around through the forest? They would do that because, you know, at one point the soil, it's not at its best anymore. When you do the plantations over and over and over, you have to move around. For example, some trees, once they're cut, they have to grow back, and, you know, it takes a long time for them to grow. So you just have to use the forest, stay there for 3 years usually, and then move on to the next place. But they're not allowed to move anymore for more than 30 or 40 years. I don't know the exact number. So, you know, the soil is getting kind of exploited. And it's time to expand, to go somewhere else. So that's the idea. They can use these areas. And it's funny when you talk to the indigenous about buying agricultural land. For example, if we buy a field that is just, you know, which is deforested, but it's next to the forest, and we are able to buy it, and you ask the indigenous, like, what are you going to do with it? Like, you're going to plant some stuff, and they're like, no, we're just going to leave it. And in 20 years, it will be rainforest. It's going to grow fast, rapidly. So this project that we're looking into right now is about 70 to 80 hectares, which is about 150 football fields, like soccer fields. That's a lot. So we got many challenges ahead, because in the forest a lot of things happen. Illegal wood logging, people coming and going into the areas, even of the indigenous areas. They come in with boats, they hunt, they poach, cut the trees, take out certain woods. You know, it's a big mess. The drug business is also in the Amazon. So it's very dangerous, and definitely going there, buying land, maybe even as a foreigner, it brings risks with us. So we have many stories about people going there, trying to buy land, being threatened, being warned, like, hey, if you're going to proceed this, something is going to happen. Indigenous people being threatened. So it's a very complicated business, and it's even more complicated, you know, to get the land in a proper way that it's really preserved for the indigenous. So that's what we're going to do right now. If you're interested in supporting us and supporting us on a journey, I mean, this is the first video we're making, but I'm just trying to show you what we can do. And the Tribe Leader Foundation is currently busy with this project. We haven't gave a final go on it yet, but I feel like we're 90% of going through it. We have to figure out some legal issues. And if that's going to happen, we probably need about 25,000 euros to campaign, because there's not enough money in the foundation yet. But I feel with all the contacts and the networks and everybody that, you know, we've been doing projects nationally here in the Netherlands, but also internationally, I think we can make a big change and you know, buy our first piece of land. Going to buy back the rainforest, going to give it back to the indigenous people. So if you want to be part of the journey, subscribe, like this video, hit the button, smash the button, and you'll be part of the journey with me. And I'll keep you updated via this channel, via our Uncut series, and more to come. So see you soon.
Bixinawa ibubu, Bixinawa Yoshibu bubutan, Iskawa shum kaya wa kiki.